Hi, I'm Mark. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. I'm so glad to see everyone here today. I hope everyone is doing well. And today's topic is, why do I feel alone? So let's get started. I have 5 piles of cards here, each one paired with a unique succulent plant. This is pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick the pile of cards with the plant that you feel attracted to energetically. To see your reading, skip to the timestamp listed in the description box below. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 1. Why do I feel alone? First card I got for you is trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. And what does that mean? That's another way of saying it. Trusting it, feeling it, that knowing that, why do I feel alone? Are you listening to within yourself of what's going on, how you're feeling, how you're believing, how you're responding? Because if you don't listen within you, how are you going to know why you feel alone? But we're going to get into the cards and let me see what's going on with you. Don't dim to fit in. Don't dim to fit in. That means don't lower yourself. Don't feel like you have to impress people and do things that you feel that you have to do, not only to impress other people or what other people do and you're just following along. Don't. Because you feel alone because you want to be like them. But part of the reason why you're feeling alone because you're not being yourself. Let me tell you something. When I started, like even when I went to school, I remember I always felt like I had to impress people. And I felt alone, like I was never felt accepted. But how do we feel accepted? It's from within ourselves. That's how we feel accepted. We have to feel like everything's okay. And everything feels good. We don't have to impress anyone except ourselves. When we bring the true light within ourselves, people will feel it. It's not always what you say, it's how you feel. So keep that in mind. And I always felt like I had to impress people. Why do I have to impress people for? I want to look good, yes. Make them feel good, yes. But that's one of the reasons why, the card is saying why you feel alone, because you feel like you have to impress people to fit in. Be yourself. That's part of the reason why you don't feel like you feel like you're alone. Be yourself. Next card I have for you is play. Play. You know what that means? You gotta loosen up. You gotta enjoy yourself more. You gotta feel that you're working hard. But how about your enjoyment? You feel alone because you're like reserving yourself. Almost like you're in this dark cave, in this dark room. And you're not letting yourself shine. So enjoy yourself. Do things that you normally would do. When we start loving ourselves, we wouldn't feel alone, even if we have a partner or not. Sometimes people have a partner and they can still be feeling alone because they don't feel the connection. But really, a lot of the core of it is when we feel alone, it's from within ourselves, what we're feeling what it really is. Because when we love ourselves in that, we won't feel alone. But you need to loosen up more. That's why the card play God put into place here. Your angels are telling me that. You need to have fun more. You need to loosen up more. Stop being so serious. Because when you be so serious, how could you feel good about yourself? If you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to feel like you're isolated. You feel like you're reserved. Let yourself go. the crumbling, the crumbling. That means everything feels like everything's falling apart in front of you. You feel like things are not working the way it's supposed to work out. Everything's not working out. Feel alone because you feel like you don't have things accomplished. You haven't done things in a way that you haven't made goals for yourself to complete. When you feel like you have completed things, then you won't feel alone because you feel like, wow, look what doors I opened up. Look how many doors I can walk through. Dealing with career, dealing with relationship, dealing with enjoying myself of who I am and who I'm being as a soul. So keep all that in mind, because when you feel alone, there's reasons why. It's not just being alone by itself, but it's the rejection. It's not accepting things. When you start to accept things more, and you're doing everything to fulfill, you won't feel alone because you'll be so busy doing things and so involved, you'll feel great about yourself. Keepers of the earth. Keepers of the earth. That means these angels are guiding you and supporting you, and they're trying to help you through this. And the group of angels are called keepers of the earth. Call them and ask them to come forth to help you so you don't feel alone. Ask them for the love. You want to feel that love and that joy? You'll feel accepted. That's what you're missing. So let's go into what you're missing, why you feel like you're alone. Well, first of all, you need to trust your intuition. When something is not working well, make it work. But listen to your heart. Your heart will direct you if you listen to your heart. So you need to listen to your heart so you don't feel alone. Don't lower yourself to impress other people. Be you. When you're being you, you won't feel alone because you're going to be lighting up like the sun. Dealing with play, don't be so serious about things. Loosen up. I'm not going to say not to be serious, but have more fun. When you have more fun in your life, you'll create a balance. When you have this balance, you won't feel alone because you'll have enjoyment in your life. You won't feel that alone and that sadness. And if you're with a partner that is not working well, then maybe it's time to depart. And I'm not saying right now at this very moment you're having that, but if you do have one and you feel that in your heart, then it's time to depart, to feel that someone will accept you. But most of the acceptance comes from within us. The crumbling, if things fall apart, they feel like they're falling apart, put them back together again. Keep on moving forward, make goals and make things happen for you. And keepers of the earth, you're never alone. You always will be accepted. And these could be angels. Also, they could be humans here to guide you and support you. So they're here to guide you so you always will feel loved and accepted. But you got to call upon them. So remember, you're not alone only if you feel like you're alone. Enjoy life to the fullest. And that's how you work it out. And that's the reason why you feel alone. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. And just remember, don't be hard on yourself, be loving to yourself. And I'm always here to guide you, support you, and help you in your journey. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com, if you ever want to schedule a session with me. And be aware that in life, I know at times things are hard and you want to feel your best. I'll talk to you in the next session, where the name of the topic is, how do I improve in my health? I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Have a beautiful day, and remember, live to your fullest. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 2. Why do I feel alone? First card I got here is, well, first of all, to start out with, You have to know your boundaries, your limitation. So think of your boundaries as, how far do I want to go? Or do I need to keep on moving forward? We have to listen to our hearts of thinking, where's my limitation? How far do I want to go? And that's what the card is emphasizing here from your angels. They're saying that you have a boundary. You want to know how far you can go, on how to learn through each experience, dealing with relationships, dealing with yourself. How far do you want to go? What goals do you want to make for yourself? So keep that in mind. Right? So friends, family members, the boundaries of it. And sometimes you may go above the boundaries and drain yourself. So be careful with that, not to drain yourself. Because if you drain yourself, then you're going to feel like you can never please them, because whatever you do, you try so hard, you're burning yourself out. So keep that in mind. If you're burning yourself out, then you're going to feel alone, because whatever you do is, you're not making them happy. So if you're not making them happy, you're always going to feel like not accepted. If you don't feel accepted, you feel alone, because whatever I try to do, no one understands me. Well, do it in ways that they do understand you. Oh, this is really important. The next card is get grounded. Get grounded. That means you need to meditate more. So you can listen within yourself of, why do you feel alone? Get messages from the angels and guides of letting you know, why do I feel alone? And get messages. So you have to listen to your inner self, your higher self, who identifies you as a soul. So keep that in mind. So you need to ground yourself more. Meditation is a really good tool for that. Or just relaxing, closing your eyes, but pretty much that's meditation. And really zone into it and find out about, why am I feeling this way? And the big key is, how do I resolve it? Because if you resolve the issues why you're feeling alone, you won't feel alone. And it could be issues with yourself, with relatives, dealing with your partner, with your family, with your friends, with your career, whatever it is, you want to resolve it. But you first want to ground yourself so you could feel like you have more clarity, and you're more grounded. And then you can look at it and say, okay, why do I feel alone? And Spirit will talk to you. You'll get hints for the visual, audio, or you'll feel. And when you find those answers, work through it. When you work through it, you won't feel alone. But if you have things that you haven't complete, you're going to feel alone, because you're going to feel incomplete. You want to feel complete, not incomplete. So keep in mind, isn't that interesting with these two cards here? Boundaries, how far do I go? And then dealing with this about getting grounded. How do I get myself grounded, have more clarity? How do I work these things out so I don't feel alone? What's making me feel alone? I should go into meditation and get into it and get answers from that. But they're telling me, it's dealing with issues of everyday life. We're dealing with friends, family members, with yourself, your career. So think of all that. Because if we love ourselves enough, we never should ever feel alone, with a partner or not. So keep that in mind. Sisterhood of the Rose. Sisterhood of the Rose. This is a group, and this is, of course, it's a group of, it could be women, younger women, older women, doesn't matter, but it's a group. And this is Sisterhood of the Rose. These are like a group of women, or either angels or guides you could call upon, and they can feel the love and feel the acceptance that you won't feel alone. So you have Sisterhood of the Rose will be there for you, even though it says Sisterhood of the Rose, as almost it sounds like a single person. But if you notice in this picture, I just want to show you, there's more than one person in this picture. So I just wanted to let you know, but it's a group. It's a group of angels and guides letting you know you call upon them. You won't feel alone. You won't feel alone because you'll feel the love. And they'll help you through it and guide you through it. And you, like I said before, if you work through it, you never should feel alone because you'll be so busy working through your things and accomplishing and feeling so good about yourself that you won't feel alone. You'll feel awesome. Trust your path. Trust your path. So you need to listen to your inner self. Remember what I just talked to you about, your inner self? You need to trust your inner self, because if you trust your inner self, you'll know what your path is. So when it's guiding and directing you, trust it. But if you don't trust it and you don't flow with it, here we go again with getting yourself grounded and listening within. Listening within to get those answers of why don't you feel alone and what do you need to do to work it out. Now, dealing with deep replenishment. Sounds like here you need to do things to replenish yourself. Meditation is one of them, but another thing is to relax, enjoy more, get yourself back. Because if you feel tired, you're not going to feel receptive, but you're going to be so exhausted. You're not going to know how to function properly. You can't think straight. So what do you do instead? You feel like nothing's working. I feel alone. Nothing ever works out. And you don't want to feel that way. You know, what I used to do is, I used to be so hard on myself and say to myself, I always feel alone. Because, I always feel like, everyone's different than from I am. And they don't understand. But there are people that do understand. And that's what I learned in time about. Also, I learned in time about when I do things for myself to grow and evolve and move forward. I never feel alone. Even when I'm by myself, I never feel alone because I have the love from angels and guides and the love within myself that I enjoy life. I love life. And that's what you want to do, is enjoy and love life. So know your boundaries, how far you want to go with each task, a part of your journey to fulfill so you won't feel alone. Get yourself grounded so you get more clarity and get answers of why you're feeling alone. You have a group of angels that are helping you, guiding you and supporting you in every way you can. Just call them. You're not alone. They're there for you. You have friends and relatives as well. So how are you ever alone? You have spirit around. Trust your path. Go into your inner higher self and find out what do you need to do to accomplish. And you feel accomplishment, you'll feel joy, you'll feel fulfilled, and you'll feel complete. And you won't feel alone. And of course, always replenish yourself to get your energy back so you can feel good and you can think straight. And you won't feel alone. You'll feel more like, I feel good. What's my next task? I'm so busy. I don't feel alone. I feel fulfilled. And you work through all this, you'll see you won't feel alone. And when I explain to you, that's why you feel alone, because of this incomplete. But once you complete it, you won't feel alone anymore. So love yourself and feel good. And you should never feel alone. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. And just remember, don't be hard on yourself, be loving to yourself. And I'm always here to guide you, support you, and help you in your journey. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com, if you ever want to schedule a session with me. And be aware that in life, I know at times things are hard, and you want to feel your best. I'll talk to you in the next session, where the name of the topic is, how do I improve in my health? I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Have a beautiful day, and remember, live to your fullest. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 3. Why do I feel alone? The ever-unfolding rose. The ever-unfolding rose. It's telling me to tell you that you have so many doors that open to, but you're not walking through the doors. Don't limit yourself. There are so many doors, like the unfolding rows, it's like unfolding in front of you, like the doors are opening up for you. You need to walk in whatever door, and sometimes you'll see the doors open, but you may go, well, I don't know. And when we start feeling alone, because part of it is our limitation. Don't limit yourself. So when doors open up for you, walk through them. Because the more you limit yourself, the more you feel reserved. Think about that. The more you limit yourself, the more you feel reserved, because you don't feel like you're fulfilling, because you're pushing back. Don't push back. To you to feel not alone, you want to fulfill things, and you want to walk through doors of opportunities and to fulfill them. If you fulfill them, you'll feel good about it. And you'll be so busy doing things, you won't have time to feel alone. And you will be interacting with other people, either family, friends, or business people. So keep that in mind. Protection. Protection. As the angels for protection. Whenever you feel like at your low and you feel that you feel alone, you're never alone, because your angels are here to guide you and support you and direct you in your journey. But protect yourself as well. Even when you feel at a lower frequency, you're very tired. And when you feel alone or isolated, the good part is why you're also feeling alone. Because think about it, if you feel isolated and you don't feel like you're protected, you feel like, I'm alone. Is there anyone around here to protect me? Absolutely. There's your angels and guides speaking out. Ask for us. We will protect you. We will guide you. We will show that you are not alone, because we're here by your side. But you need to ask them not only to protect you, but ask them to come forth, your angels and guides, because they're saying we're here for you, but you have to ask. So keep this in mind, that don't limit yourself. If you limit yourself, you reserve yourself, and you'll feel alone, like, oh, I should have went with that group on that trip. Oh, I should have took this job. It could have been a great opportunity. Oh, I could have went out with this person, and I felt really good about it, a lot of chemistry, but I was afraid to approach it. So don't reject yourself. Share your voice. Share your voice. I feel like when you don't share your voice and open up and express yourself to others, and you hold him back, another way to reserve. Look what they're talking about. They tell me to tell you, don't reserve. Look, you have the ever unfolding roads. You're limiting yourself. You're not opening the doors that you need to open up. So you're reserving. Here we go, we're reserving again. You need to share your voice. If you're not expressing yourself and you're not telling the true you that you want to say, not only to yourself, to other people, and telling what's in your heart, you'll feel alone and you won't feel accepted, because you're not opening up. And when you open up more, you'll fulfill your needs, so you won't feel alone. But if you don't express it and you stay reserved, you're limiting yourself. And when you limit yourself and you reserve yourself, you're going to feel alone, because you're going to say, oh, I don't know about this opportunity. I don't know about this opportunity. I don't know about this opportunity. I always feel alone. I don't feel good about myself. I don't know what to do. And I'm staying away from going on trips, or I'm feeling that I don't know if I should even take that job. But the different adventures, different part of your journey, by opening up and sharing your voice and say what you really want, and show the world who you are. You won't feel alone, because you'll be connecting with so many people. Dealing with unbound. Dealing with unbound. That means instead of, you want to release yourself. Be you. Do not feel bounded, and you'll like unbound yourself. That means almost like not to bound, but more into letting yourself go. Be who you want to be. Because when you are who you want to be, you won't feel alone. Because you're doing it what the soul wants. Listen, as long as you listen to your soul and you give you what you want. I'm not going to say you're never going to feel alone. We all can feel one or another. But if we start fulfilling our needs more, and we're allowing ourselves to go and surrendering to it, we're not going to feel alone because we have so much on our mind and doing so many different things. How are we ever going to feel alone? And through these experiences, you're going to be around people. And you don't know who has in common with you, you can connect. So keep that in mind when you think you're alone. No, you're not. There's always people around. Angels and guides. Family and friends. An awakening. Your soul is waking up and saying, hey, what's going on here? I'm going through all these changes. And why do I feel like I need to move forward in my life? And what's around me? What am I being affected by? Even in the spiritual sense, what's going on? Why am I developing all of these gifts? Or why am I more receptive? Why am I dreaming more? All these things can come into place. But when you're feeling alone, if you reserve it and block it, you're not having those experiences. So surrender to it, have faith and trust in it, and let yourself be you. Because when you do and you let things flow and surrender, things come together, and you'll connect with people. You won't feel alone because you're connecting once again, and you're fulfilling your needs. You're not going to feel alone. So remember, don't limit yourself. Whatever doors open up to you, whatever it is. Getting a job, being on a date, whatever it is, go for it. Go for the plunge and enjoy it. Ask angels to protect you and they'll give you the love and support. So you won't feel alone there either. Share your voice, express to the world who you are. And when you do that, you're not going to feel alone. And people are going to accept you because they're going to say, you are being the true you. You want to unbound yourself in the way of letting yourself go, like I said to you before. If you let yourself go and you be you, and you allow things to happen, and you listen to your heart on things, you're not going to feel alone because you're enjoying life and you're being in the now and you're doing what you need to do to fulfill your experience, or whatever that part of that journey is, and you won't feel alone. But if you don't fulfill, you're going to feel alone. And the awakening, allowing things to happen and flow. So it's almost like all of them are saying the same thing and saying, you're not alone. You have them there for you, but you have to tap in and ask, as well as get yourself out there and be you and enjoy your life, and you won't feel alone. Once in a while, we all can feel a little alone here and there, but overall, you should hardly ever feel that. You work through this, well, the reason why you're feeling alone because you need to fulfill this. But if you work this, you won't be feeling alone. So enjoy life and fulfill your life to the fullest. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. And just remember, don't be hard on yourself, be loving to yourself. And I'm always here to guide you, support you, and help you in your journey. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com, if you ever want to schedule a session with me. And be aware that in life, I know at times things are hard, and you want to feel your best. I'll talk to you in the next session, where the name of the topic is, how do I improve in my health? I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Have a beautiful day, and remember, live to your fullest. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 4. Why do I feel alone? One of the reasons why is, here we come, is Priestess card I picked up for you. And Priestess, what it means is, let me show it to you first, that you need to become more of a leader. You may feel like you are, but you're still not fulfilling what you want to fulfill. To be an educator, a teacher to others. And when you're connecting with others, you're not going to feel alone because you're connecting. So keep that in mind. So a priestess is saying you need to become more of a leader, not a follower. I'm not saying that you're not a leader at times, but I am saying that you need to become more of a leader. It's like being like the head of the crowd, and the crowd's following you. So you want to be an educator, a teacher of telling these people, I'm here for you. And when you send love to others, they'll send love back to you. But if you don't fulfill yourself as the leader, as a teacher, and you feel yourself isolated, then you're going to feel alone because you'll feel like no one accepts you. But when you become the leader as like the teacher, and you're helping others, then you're going to feel the acceptance, and it's going to pay back because you're going to give them love and they'll give you love back. Dealing with take a break. Take a break. So there's a balance of everything, but you also need to take a break. So there's ways of working it, become a teacher, educating and guiding people and supporting people, and you won't feel alone because you'll be around people, but at the same time you need to take a break. So there's work and rest. Balance here. Work and rest. So keep that in mind. Because if you don't have the balance, then you're not going to feel yourself. And then you'll feel like you've done things wrong. That's why you're feeling alone. Well, because then you'll think you've done things wrong and you don't think you did it right because you're so burned out, you can't think straight. And that can make you feel alone. At the same time, being a teacher, if you're not being a teacher and you're not connecting with people, you're going to feel alone too. So be the teacher and leader and educate, as well as give yourself some rest from time to time. Sometimes you do need rest. We all do it to recoup, to feel good and our best. I would just like work hard and work long hours, even when I started doing my spiritual work. And I got all burned out. And I said to myself, I feel alone because all I did was I did my business and that was it. I said, no, I have to broaden my horizon. Now think about it, even though you keep yourself busy, but you also need to fulfill everything. So there's a balance, but they're telling me to tell you why you're feeling alone, because you're not being the leader. You're also not taking enough breaks. You're burning yourself out. So keep that in mind. And when you don't feel your best, you can't think straight, of course you're going to feel things like feeling alone. Okay, next card I got for you is the transformation card. The transformation card. And the transformation comes in. It's a changeover. It's a changeover on feeling alone to not feeling alone. But again, you need to take breaks from time to time. You also need to do your homework and educate and help people. When you connect and send the love will come back. So keep the balance between the two, knowing that there's a transformation going on, a changeover, so you don't feel alone. But without going through this changeover, you're going to feel alone. So remember the balance. And this is what your angels are telling me here. To tell you, there's a transformation that you're going through, a changeover. So not to feel alone, but you got to do your part. Because for me, like, I would work, and not do anything else. And then I said to myself, oh my God, I'm so tired. I can't think straight. I feel isolated, even though I'm helping people, because I didn't balance my act out. If I don't balance my act out, of course I'm going to feel alone if you only do one thing. Oh, I wouldn't say I was doing that my whole life like that, but if you don't fulfill things and do other things and diversify it, of course you're going to feel alone. Dealing with the Starseed card. The Starseed card. That means whatever lightens you up, whatever wakes up your soul. You wake up your soul and you make it feel great. You're not going to feel alone. You're going to feel that you have completed. And you're moving forward of knowing you're not being alone because you're doing so many different things in your life and you're connecting with so many different people. How do you ever feel alone when you're so busy that you don't have no time to think about feeling alone? Can we all feel alone from time to time? Absolutely. I did it one time. I still feel once in a while, but then I said, I got to diversify. I got to keep everything balanced. If I keep everything balanced and I keep myself busy and I'm fulfilling, I feel great inside. So there's no reason why I should feel alone, even though I can from time to time. But so do what makes you feel good to light up. The initiation card. The initiation card. That means you got to start somewhere and fulfill it and complete it. Because if you're not fulfilling and completing it, you're going to feel like you started it and now you stopped it. And now you're going to feel that, should I went further? Or should I continue on? So listen to your heart. When your heart tells you, continue on with your journey. You want to continue on with it. So whatever the lessons and the lessons and the growth that you need to learn, and it's still showing you to do it, follow the path, surrender to it, and knowing you're on the right path, but just keep on fulfilling and working through it. Different reasons why you're feeling alone, because if you're not accomplishing is one of the reasons why you're feeling alone. You're not lighting yourself up and showing the world who you are. So you shouldn't feel alone. Knowing the changes are coming in place, you need a balance in your life, being the leader and giving yourself a break. That's the reasons why you feel alone. But if you complete it by being the teacher, giving yourself breaks, knowing there's a balance, knowing where to start and to finish, and be who you want to be, if you complete that, you'll never feel alone. Overall. Once in a while it could slip up, but overall you'll feel more complete. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. And just remember, don't be hard on yourself, be loving to yourself. And I'm always here to guide you, support you, and help you in your journey. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com, if you ever want to schedule a session with me. And be aware that in life, I know at times things are hard, and you want to feel your best. I'll talk to you in the next session, where the name of the topic is, how do I improve in my health? I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Have a beautiful day, and remember, live to your fullest. Here we go. Pick a card number 5. Why do I feel alone? The first card I got for you is the mirror image. The mirror image. Look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, what do you feel about yourself? Why do I feel alone? Sometimes by just like looking in the mirror and looking within your own eyes, you're making contact with your physical body and your soul by looking at your own eyes. You ever hear the old saying, the eyes is the window of the soul? You can see someone's soul by looking within their eyes. Now look within your eyes in the mirror and see the reflection of why do you feel alone? Sometimes you just have to have a contact with yourself, not other people. And make that, the angels are telling me, you need to make a contact with yourself. Why do I feel like, what am I feeling? Express it to yourself by looking in the mirror. It may sound a little silly, but I want you to make that kind of contact to figure out, why do I feel alone? What's going on with me? And keep your mind silent and see what answers that you get. Oh, here's a good one. After you look at the mirror, you want to answer the call. answer the call. That means when you're getting messages, you want to answer it so you can fulfill it. You're feeling alone because part of it is you have lack of fulfillment. So you want to fulfill it. You want to feel that you have fulfilled what you need to fulfill so you don't feel alone. Isolation comes into place while we feel alone. We don't have a partner. All right, then you go out there and you look for someone. And if it doesn't work out, next, you go to the next one, okay? If you couldn't get a job, you'll find a job. Just keep on looking for it. You don't get together with family and friends that often, get together with them. So it's part of communication of whenever you're getting this message, by answering the call, answer it. Fulfill it, complete it. It's about completion here. When you answer the call, not only are you getting the message, but you're answering and you're responding back. That's what it means by answering the call. So answer back. Respond to it. Here's what a card I really love is dance with life. What does that mean? Dance with life. It means to surrender, flow with it. Even though things don't make sense to you and you feel like, oh, this isn't working, I feel isolated, things aren't working the way I wanted to, and what do I want to do? I felt from time to time that things didn't work out. It could deal with a relationship. It could deal with, when I started my business. And then I said to myself, wait a minute, I need to flow with it. I need to surrender with it. If I surrender with it and I flow with it, and I'm keeping myself so busy trying to complete, but try to continue on my journey and learn and grow and evolve from it, I won't feel alone, because if I feel like I'm moving up and I'm moving forward, I'm succeeding. If I'm succeeding, I'm going to feel great. I'm going to feel the opposite of alone. I'm going to feel completed. I feel like a whole. With a partner or not, I would feel like as a whole. So keep that in mind, that when you are surrendering and you're allowing it to flow, you won't feel alone, because you'll be doing things by looking for a partner, developing a relationship once again with family, dealing with a relationship with yourself again. But you won't feel alone. If you feel differently about yourself, you love yourself so much, with or without a partner, you won't feel alone, because you'll feel completed. Star mother. That means how your mother makes you feel. She nurtures you, she cares about you, she loves you. Well, you want to nurture yourself. When you don't take care of yourself and you're always putting down yourself, you're going to feel alone. Why do you feel alone? Well, let me see. If you don't feel nurtured or cared for, you're going to feel alone. But if you feel like you're doing the things like your mother would do for you, if she's not around, do what she does to make you feel good. Bring that within yourself. If you bring that within yourself, you won't feel alone, because what you'll feel is you'll feel more cared for. That's a big word here. You want to feel cared for. If you feel cared for, then you're not going to feel alone. I'm not going to say never. But overall, you're enjoying yourself of happiness instead of feeling alone. Dealing with the inner temple. The inner temple. That means you want to feel what's in your heart. That's your inner temple. Listen to your heart. Your heart will lead you and guide you and direct you. And ask your heart, through like meditation, why do I feel alone? Why do I feel alone? Because I'm not listening to myself. I'm not doing what I need to do. So if I did do what I need to do, I'll feel things are accomplished. So it's telling me to tell you to listen to your heart. So let's look at this whole thing now. The mirror image shows you of how you look now or why you're feeling alone. So listen, make contact with yourself and say, why do I feel alone? And get messages. Listening to your inner temple, listening to your heart by getting the messages. Again, listening to your heart to get the inner messages. But look at that mirror image and you're looking at yourself and going, I feel alone. But ask why and make those corrections so you don't feel alone. Answer the call. Anytime you have a call, any messages are being shown through visual, audio. It doesn't matter. It could be from a television. It could be a hint. It could be messages. Answer it. Respond to it in the way of whatever you ever need to do to complete it. Dance with life. Flow with it. Surrender. Let things come together. Work through everything. Don't be afraid. Move toward it. When you learn through things and you evolve and grow, you won't feel isolated or alone. You'll feel completed once again. But always nurture yourself and love yourself like your mother would do for you if your mom is not around. If your mom is around, she can still give you the love. But you give that mother nurturing love in yourself and praise yourself, bless yourself, and award yourself. Knowing that you're not alone, you're completed with a partner or not, with people or not. If you feel complete, you won't feel alone. So keep that in mind. You're never alone, only if you feel like you are. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. And just remember, don't be hard on yourself, be loving to yourself. And I'm always here to guide you, support you, and help you in your journey. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com, if you ever want to schedule a session with me. And be aware that in life, I know at times things are hard, and you want to feel your best. I'll talk to you in the next session, where the name of the topic is, how do I improve in my health? I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Have a beautiful day, and remember, live to your fullest.